Humility goes a long way.
Yeah.
And when you work with people that are like, I know everything, it's often that things aren't going to get done, right?
I think I'm very fortunate that the first few people I asked for help were really supportive. And to this day, I constantly ask myself, and people around me that work with me will hear me say often in meetings, well, who do we know we can call? Who can we ask for help? And some of my investors, I meet with them not just to communicate, but to say, hey, here's what I'm seeing. What do you see? One of my investors is the CFO of a very large real estate company. And I call him like my one-man board of advisors. Mm-hmm. And I sit with him to share with him, like, these are the things that are going really poorly. What do you think? Like, what should we do about this? And we had an interesting situation with the Ashland property last year where we were considering a refinance. I really was having a hard time with like, what's the right course of action? And there really probably wasn't a right answer. Both outcomes would have probably been okay. And I remember sitting with him a couple times and being like, hey, what do you think about this? We had lunch at his favorite restaurant and I brought up my laptop like 3 or 4 times and we're going through the model together. And he's like, well, And I think to this day, like even we'll probably talk about my hotel project, which has been a total like roller coaster. The first thing I did on that project was I asked people, hey, who do you know who I could speak to that knows about this? And fast forward a year or two, I called one of those people yesterday to ask them for help on something, and they were very quick to give us some suggestions. And I think it's like you said, if you want to build trust, you also have to be vulnerable. I think I've always been pretty upfront about, I don't know this, I don't know what I'm doing. I would love some help, some guidance, and I think that's really helped me grow trust with certain people, but also figure out stuff really fast.
Right.
Not get too bogged down in it.
Humility goes a long way. Yeah. And when you work with people that are like, I know everything, it's often that things aren't going to get done, right? But if you have a leader on your team or someone on your team, people on your team it's okay to be humble. It's okay to admit that you don't know something. It's okay to admit that you need help. You can get so much more done because then you're dropping your defenses and you're saying, hey, let's work together. Let's communicate with who we need to communicate. Let's talk to who we need to talk to make sure we can solve this problem, versus the leader saying, I know everything, and then going back in their hole and being like, I have no idea what to do.
Right.
But when you're humble and you can say, hey, look, let's ask for help. And I do that on a daily basis where I'm like, let's call someone. And then you have that network that you can call and rely on. That's pretty awesome.